Hey, what's going on, everybody? Isaac here. Wanted to talk to you today about the latest issue of the Backwoodsman magazine. This magazine has been out for over 40 years, published by Charlie Ritchie, first senior, now junior is the head editor, as senior passed away of 2-3 years back, I think. Now, this magazine has undergone some changes recently. It was hard to find. I usually buy this on the newsstand at the grocery store, but hadn't seen it in a while. There's a letter written by the editor, Charlie, and mentioned they had some issues with printing. Their printer screwed up, probably. But it is back, and it's different before. It's got a heavier stock, glossy photo or cover, and on the back as well. So they've got a higher quality print now. The pages are a higher quality as well than what they used to be. It's got binding here. It used to just be stapled together, but they're now putting out what feels and looks like a higher quality magazine. Now, it's still got the same high quality type of articles that you would expect if you've been reading this magazine for many years. So they've also changed things. They are now a quarterly magazine instead of bi-monthly. And like most things, unfortunately, the price tag has gone up as well. This has a $9.99 price tag. I think it used to be like $5.99. I do have an older one in here. Yeah, $5.99 from April 2021. March, April 21. This is called the Spring Edition 2024. But I did pick this up at the store, and it has a lot of interesting articles in that I will highlight a few. First one, called A Kitchen Knife. It's about this guy who made some kitchen knives out of old saw blades that I guess he no longer needed the saw for. This one I thought was really interesting. It's about an organization called the Green River Boys that some guy started with his kids. It's like a scouting type organization, but they really focus on real outdoor and survival skills like mountain men stuff. I got a list here. We got fire starting, riflery, knife, tomahawk, archery and atlatl, first aid, shelter building, cooking over fire, stalking and tracking, wilderness survival, hunting and trapping, and caches. So I haven't done it yet, but would love to see if there's anything like this local that maybe I can do with my son. And if you got kids, check out the Green River Boys. They have a website, greenriverboys.com. So maybe I'll get on it after I make this video here. Next article I thought was interesting was written by Charlie Ritchie Sr. some years back about some supernatural encounters that he experienced. I don't know, I just like reading that type of stuff sometimes. I'm not like super into, real life ghost stories and all that, but every once in a while I like to get creeped out a bit. Next article here was about this rifle, the jungle carbine that never was. Interesting 20th century rifle. What's it called? The Ishapur 2A1, based from India. It's kind of like the British Enfield rifle from World War II. But it was a neat read. So maybe somebody here watching this has one of those rifles. They look pretty cool. Another one real interesting was about this guy, Outlaw Bill Tibbetts, a 20th century outlaw that, this story could have taken place, 50 years prior to this in the Wild West, but this was from some events in 1924 in Utah. This guy, got into some trouble and went and hid out in some of the same areas that like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hid out in many years prior. And eventually died an old man. So I think he escapes from prison and moved away from Utah for many years. There's also a book about him that they reference here, and they actually have a review of the book in the magazine here as well, if you want to look that up. Another article I really enjoyed was about commando knives. We got the Case V44 up there, and of course they reference the famous Fairbairn Sykes as well, which, is just fun. On next page here is that review of that book on that outlaw that I mentioned. It is called Last of the Robbers Roost Outlaws, Moab's Bill Tibbets by Tom McCourt. So, Backwoodsman magazine, pick it up, local grocery store, or order yourself a subscription. The subscription price is actually not any different than the newsstand price. So, savings there. There's typically savings when you actually get a subscription to a magazine versus the newsstand price, but not so for this anymore. So they put a lot into this magazine. There's really minimal advertisements in here. So you're getting it articles. It's not like, some nonsense, Men's Health magazine or something where it's full of cologne ads and whatnot. But, they have their own merch. The Backwoodsman Mercantile, they sell fishing lures like the Whiz Bang. I've never tried that. Let me know if you have. Maybe I'll order one. But great magazine. Hopefully you can pick one up at your local store. Take it easy. Till next time.